Station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
A picturesque day out there, you can't beat it. Will it last, though? That's the question. We'll talk about your extended forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
They're all around just horrible and a nuisance. It'd be great to figure out how to solve this. I don't know that it's necessarily possible.
Yeah, coming up on the news at noon, complaints are getting more frequent. A look at the worsening rat problem in the district. And later, the Washington Mystics face elimination tonight. A look at what the team needs to do to keep their championship hopes alive. And good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Let's take a live look outside. I believe that we are going to get a look at the nation's capital, well, the Washington Monument. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Meteorologist Scott Sumner is in for Damon Madsen today, and he joins us with the latest on the forecast. And Scott, I think we're looking at 70-degree temperatures again today. Not bad, my friend.
Now, you know the saying, the future's so bright it's time to wear shades? Yeah, well, that's the kind of day it is out there. It is gorgeous. Look at this picturesque view of the district here. And, of course, the Washington Monument. Temperature outside right now is 75 degrees. If we could bottle this type of weather up and keep it all year, I think a lot of us would go for that, although we do need the rain every now and then, of course. But 75 and sunny skies are being seen here. Did talk about that yesterday at this time when we were talking at noon on Monday. I was talking about an exiting storm with rain showers. Well, that's well now up into Maine and Canada. High pressure is our friend. It's building on in here across the area and will be with us not only today, but tonight and going into Wednesday as well. Having said that, the one aspect, obviously we've been harping on it here in the Weather Center, but it's certainly worth noting that we could use some rain in certain areas, especially our neighbors to the south and west of the district here, and basically from Manassas to Culpeper over towards Luray, where there's been a deficit over the last 30 days of 2 1/4 inches up to 2 3/4 inch rain amounts. The longer we keep seeing dry days, the longer and the higher these numbers will get. But needless to say, we're not going to see anything here in the short term. We will get some rain, beneficial rain over the weekend, however, it looks like at this point in time. 1 p.m. temperature 73, 75, and 75, so pretty much into the 70s here in Frederick. We'll have your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Scott, thank you. And happening right now, Prince George's County Council are discussing if they can vote remotely. It comes after one council member, Crystal Oriata, who represents District 7, spoke out after being denied the option to vote virtually during her pregnancy. Oriata is 8 months pregnant, and last week, council members did not pass a vote to allow members to vote remotely. Oriata says that she's bringing a woman's right issue to the forefront at this meeting. And today, the House of U.S. Committee on Natural Resources will meet for a hearing to discuss the future of the RFK Stadium site in Northeast D.C. Now, this comes as the House Oversight Committee gets ready to discuss that stadium plan tomorrow. And tomorrow's meeting has the potential to advance the bill to the House for a vote, and that meeting is just a hearing. Well, police have arrested a suspect in connection to the murder of 10-year-old Ariana Davis. She died after being hit by a stray bullet on Mother's Day. Now, DC News Now's Liberty Zabala is at police headquarters in Northwest DC with what they're learning about the suspect.
Well, Metropolitan Police say they have arrested a teenager in connection to the murder of 10-year-old Ariana Davis, and now they're searching for an additional suspect. Officers say Ariana Davis was riding home in a car from a Mother's Day celebration along Hayes Street. That's when she was caught in the crossfire of a shooting and hit by a stray bullet. Police have now arrested 19-year-old Coran Gregory of Southeast D.C. He was arrested and charged with first-degree murder while armed. Police say the community came through in a big way with key information and video evidence to help them catch Gregory. Now officers are looking for yet another suspect responsible, who they believe also exchanged gunfire. Gregory is set to be arraigned at 1:30 this afternoon.
If you choose to turn to violence, our detectives will follow up on every lead, and we will hold you accountable.
Well, it's good they found him. Sometimes they don't find anyone, so that's a good thing. If he's the suspect, then he's innocent until proven guilty. I hope he's the one that did it, so he's out of off the streets.
And police are once again asking for your help. They are offering a $25,000 reward for any information that can lead to an additional arrest. For now, in Northwest D.C., Liberty Zabala, D.C. News Now.
Liberty, thank you. New details as the district continues with its quest to reduce violence. Councilmember Brooke Pinto held a hearing on her Secure D.C. plan, and she hopes it will end cycles of violence and protect victims. And she held a hearing on 4 bills touching on efforts to add more private security cameras to some parts of the district, efforts to improve the handling of sexual assault survivors, and efforts to reduce the number of carjackings. Some community members were against the bills.
You know, violence cannot be solved with violence. And most of your bills are violence against the African-American community. Most of your bills. When you're talking about surveillance, over-surveilling the African-American community, that's what you're doing. When you're talking about having police to have the justification to search people that's on probation and parole.
Well, Pinto chairs the Committee on the Judiciary and Public Safety, and she had this to say about the purpose of the bills.
Each of these bills is aimed at addressing issues that we've been seeing recently as part of the spike in both violent crime and property crime in the District of Columbia. As we return from recess this week, I'm prioritizing bills like these to move forward. We understand your fears and frustrations, and we're working to identify policy changes that can improve things on the ground every day.
The district will continue accepting written testimony in the bills until 5 p.m. October 2nd. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser held their annual National Maternal and Infant Health Summit. This focus this year, working women win pathways to progress and reimaging coverage. The mayor says she's excited to see changes.
The idea that you could make room for your practice and then have a community, like an actual system around you that was helping you with your kid. I don't know why that should seem that shouldn't seem like such an alien concept.
What we're focused on is increasing awareness of supports to navigate parenting and career, expanding eligibility for child care vouchers, securing more slots for children with disabilities in licensed child care development facilities, and out of school time and summer and all of those things.
The mayor also says the district is aiming to provide resources for fostering and adopting parents as well. Well, more controversy in Virginia over Confederate monuments in a story first reported by the Washington Post. VMI has agreed to take a Confederate monument from Arlington National Cemetery. According to the cemetery's website, the monument includes 2 figures, quote, portrayed as African American, including an enslaved woman depicted as a mammy, holding the infant child of a white officer, and an enslaved man following his owner to war. At a meeting of the VMI Board of Visitors last week, a member said that the Confederate memorial was, quote, a gift we're being asked to accept. Governor Youngkin's office, quote, requested that it come to their new market battlefield. Spokesperson for the governor said in order to continue to honor the legacy of Moses Ezekiel, a legendary sculptor and graduate of VMI, the governor believes that the new market battlefield will provide a fitting backdrop to Ezekiel's legacy. It's important to note this is not a done deal. Arlington National Cemetery says that historic preservation and environmental requirements must be met before the monument is turned over to a third party. Meanwhile, the Virginia Department of Education has approved the proposed AP African American Studies course after a months-long review. The agency says the course has not violated any of Governor Youngkin's executive order banning the use of topics like critical race theory in schools. Early this year, the governor requested a review of the course after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis blocked the course from being taught in Florida. Some Virginia schools will offer the course's pilot program this year. And if you'd like to, if you live in D.C. and you know that there's a rat problem, many believe it's getting worse. And new data from the Department of Health confirms it, showing that more than 16,000 complaints this fiscal year. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg has more on the public health concern.
They're all around just horrible and a nuisance.
That's the general consensus of people living in D.C. dealing with rats on a daily basis.
I kicked one not long ago. It was late at night. I was walking home, didn't get out of the way. I think my building has an exterminator who's poisoning them, so I'm always picking up dead rats off my patio.
D.C. does have a rodent control program run by Gerard Brown.
If we were not doing what we're doing, it'd be a lot worse.
Brown says since the pandemic, calls to 311 have skyrocketed from 8,100 complaints in fiscal year 2020 to 16,000 year to date in fiscal year 2023.
They were in the restaurant areas and food areas, and when they closed, they spread out to residential areas.
The Department of Health can inspect the outside of buildings, while the Department of Buildings can inspect inside for housing code violations.
I've found several in my engine before. They've chewed through my lights before. Many have fallen out of my engine as I'm driving.
The Department of Health has 17 inspectors that will respond within 3 days to complaints. Brown says to deal with the problem, they need to know where to look.
If you don't call, they multiply very quick.
Reporting for DC News Now, I'm Daniel Hamburg.
Daniel, thank you. It's winner go home for the Washington Mystics tonight, and they're taking on the New York Liberty in Game 2 of the first round of the WNBA playoffs. And Mystics forward Elena Delle Donne says the team will pull out a win if they can find a way to execute their game plan.
When we were calling things and we were in it, we were getting really good looks. When we kind of just played, whatever ball, we weren't so good. So we saw it on film yesterday, today. We saw that when we're not in our sets, when we're not, sure what each other are doing, it's not going to work.
Well, the Mystics are hosting a watch party for the game, and that will be at District E on 7th Street Northwest, starting at 6:30 p.m.